Welcome back to the Crypto World channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now the Bitcoin price has finally exploded to the upside, right into the exact upside price target that I've been giving you guys over the past couple days. So now that Bitcoin has met my first major upside price target at around 48,000 US dollars, where's my next Bitcoin price target? Are we going to see a bit more of a pullback here, or are we going to keep pumping to the upside? In just a moment, I'll be getting into my next Bitcoin price targets, my Bitcoin strategy, and also some important information such as the historical returns for each month, because right now we're actually entering more of a bullish time in the market, historically speaking. I'll also be going over the Bitcoin funding rates because we're seeing something very interesting right now. A lot of people are still shorting Bitcoin. I'll also be covering the $280 million that just got completely liquidated, and another update on the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index. So definitely make sure you're watching all the way to the end of this video so that you're not missing out on any of this valuable information. And just before we jump into it, make sure to drop a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this every day. But anyway, with all of that out of the way, let's get straight to what this video is about. So right here, we're on the Bitcoin US dollar chart on the 4-hour time frame, and you can clearly see that the Bitcoin price has broken above all of this significant resistance that we've been paying attention to for at least the last week or so. Of course, leading up to this breakout for the past 1 week, we were below the 50-day EMA. We were also below this massive red range of resistance just here, and on top of that, we had this downward sloping resistance line for this symmetrical triangle pattern. So we definitely had a lot of resistance to break above, and you can clearly see the moment we started breaking above all of the main part of this resistance, the Bitcoin price pretty much straight away exploded. And if you watched my Bitcoin update video yesterday on the channel, I gave you guys two main price targets. Of course, a price target if we break support and a price target if we break resistance. And in that video I posted yesterday, I actually said, let's just quickly get the downside price target out of the way. And the majority of the time, I was actually talking about the price target at around 48,000 US dollars. Once again, you don't even have to believe me. You can go back and check for yourself in that video that I posted yesterday. And right now, at least at the time of filming this video, the Bitcoin price has reached around 47,900 US dollars. So pretty much that exact price target. But one of the biggest things to take away from this breakout just here is the fact that we're actually above all of this resistance. That was seriously a major hurdle for Bitcoin, because clearly over the past few weeks, the Bitcoin price has been in a downtrend. We all know that with those lower highs and lower lows that we've been experiencing, but now we're finally breaking out of this downtrend, this downwards trending parallel channel. And if you're comparing this high just here to these previous highs, we have now made a new higher high on the chart. The next big one to break above is of course this major high on the chart, which is coming in at around 48.9k, so really close to around 50,000 US dollars. And the $48,000 level of resistance isn't just an important level because that's the technical price target out of this triangle pattern. It's also the golden pocket retracement level. If you're bringing out the Fibonacci retracement from this high at around 53,000 US dollars down to this low at around 39,500 US dollars, you can clearly see the most important Fibonacci level on the chart, the golden pocket, coming in at pretty much exactly 48,000 US dollars. And I'll zoom right in here and you can clearly see how accurate that this was in actually predicting the next move for Bitcoin and where we would actually find the next resistance to the upside. So obviously a continued push through the golden pocket would be amazing to see, but it's important to realize that we've still got this level of resistance above the current price. So obviously right now the Bitcoin price is looking much more bullish than it was over the past few weeks, really over the past 1 month. And I'll be getting into that in just a moment with the historical monthly returns for Bitcoin. But with that being said, just like any trend, whether it's a downtrend or an uptrend, nothing goes straight down or straight up. For example, in the downtrend, we had a few short time periods just here in the middle of that downtrend where we were actually looking slightly more bullish, because looking in this downtrend that we were just in, obviously we had some bullish price action in the middle of the downtrend, but clearly the bearish price action was simply bigger than the bullish price action. That's what makes it a downtrend. But right now, it's actually quite likely that we're starting a new uptrend, especially if we can hold above these important levels now. So with that being said, the bullish price action is likely going to be bigger than the bearish price action, but there's still going to be some bearish price action along the way. There's still going to be some short-term little pullbacks along the way, and that's perfectly normal. So even if we get a bit of rejection here from the golden pocket, don't be afraid of that. It's just really important now that we remain above these previous resistance levels and flip them into support. That's probably the most important thing to take away from this video. So what are the exact levels that we need to hold above? Well, really around 45,000 US dollars was the top side of this resistance, but we could actually go down as far as around 44,000. And for as long as we're remaining above above 44,000, then we're still looking really good here, and we're actually setting up an uptrend for the Bitcoin price. And so with the breakout to the upside and this change in the short-term trend for Bitcoin, this obviously changes my short-term Bitcoin strategy. I've been letting you guys know for the past couple of weeks here that my Bitcoin strategy just in the shorter term, looking at some short-term trades, is mainly to pay attention to short positions, because clearly, once again, the short positions in the downtrend are more profitable than any sort of long position. But then obviously in an uptrend, it's the exact opposite. So the long positions are going to be more profitable than the short positions now that we're potentially starting an uptrend. So that's my Bitcoin strategy moving forward. I'm going to be focusing a little bit more on long positions now. And in regards to my longer term Bitcoin strategy, just taking a look at the Bitcoin chart on the daily time frame, what's extremely important to take a look at here on the daily time frame is the fact that we've seen a massive bounce along the 21-week simple moving average. And for the subscribers out there, that is nothing new. We were expecting a huge amount of support at that moving average, and I'll let you guys know if we break that moving average, obviously that's not going to be good. But while we're remaining above the moving average, Bitcoin is still looking pretty good here. And also, as I've mentioned in a lot of recent Bitcoin videos here on the channel, anytime we see a major retest of this 21-week moving average and we actually bounce to the upside, that sets up an extremely bullish move coming next. So for as long as we can remain above the 21-week moving average, we're still looking amazing here and potentially setting up a major move coming over the next few months to the upside. And as I just said, that's nothing new for those of you that have been subscribed to this channel for quite a while. But now looking at the daily RSI and the daily MACD, one of the main things that I was talking about in regards to the daily RSI in my last few Bitcoin update videos was the fact that I'll be confident that the Bitcoin price is bottoming out if we start seeing a bit more of an uptrend form in the daily RSI. And with this recent pump to the upside, we're potentially starting that right now. So we've already seen a higher low in the daily time frame, and we've already seen a higher high. So for as long as we can hold this uptrend now in the daily RSI, this is actually telling us that it's quite likely that this low towards the 21-week SMA was the bottom for this short-term pullback. Obviously, technically speaking, we had some more room to the downside because we weren't in oversold areas just yet. But as I also mentioned quite a lot on the channel, for us to get into oversold areas on the daily time frame, we need to have an extreme amount of panic in the markets, such as, for example, the March 2020 capitulation, or perhaps that huge crash back in May. And because we simply didn't see that much panic, that didn't push us into oversold areas in the daily RSI. And now looking at the daily MACD, we're actually flipping into bullish territory. This is really the first day, so it hasn't necessarily been confirmed just yet, but we are currently experiencing a bullish cross in the daily MACD, which is amazing to see. The last time we saw a major bullish cross in the daily MACD was actually all the way back here during around July 2021. In fact, when we're zooming into that low just there, we saw the exact bullish cross in the daily MACD right here on the 22nd of July, which was the day after we actually saw the bottom for the Bitcoin price before we started a lot of bullish price action that came next. So if this bullish cross in the daily MACD simply plays out like last time, then we could be experiencing a lot more bullish price action to come, potentially over the next few weeks, maybe over the next 1 to 2 months before the next decent pullback in the market, because as always, pullbacks are inevitable, just like bullish price action. So you have to remember that, especially in the bearish times, everything is temporary in the market, and it's during the bearish times that you see the biggest opportunities. And of course, we were seeing that with the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index just recently on the channel over the past few days. I've been letting you guys know constantly, and I don't want this video to come across as if I'm saying I told you so or anything like that, because obviously there's always going to be times where I'm wrong in the market. No one is right 100% of the time, but this indicator on the other hand is extremely accurate, especially when we're seeing extreme readings. Yesterday we were seeing extreme fear, and of course if you watched my entire Bitcoin update video yesterday on the channel, I let you guys know about that. And in fact, just yesterday on this fear and greed indicator, we reached the lowest level that we've been at since that exact bottom that we formed during July, around the 21st to 22nd of July, before a lot of bullish price action came next. And on top of all of those bullish signs in the market that we're seeing right now, taking a look at Bitcoin's historical monthly returns dating all the way back to the beginning of 2013. And what we can see here from all of this data is one of the most bearish months in Bitcoin's entire price history is September. And we just experienced that with another bearish September. But obviously right now we're on a fresh month. We're starting October and we're already starting in bullish price action, because October, historically speaking, is one of the most bullish months in Bitcoin's entire price history. Out of all of this data just here, once again, dating back to 2013, the only 2 months during the year that have been bullish 7 out of 9 years have been February and October. Now, just hiding my face cam so you can see the last couple months here. Obviously, looking at November, we haven't actually started this year's November. So if you're taking this year's data out of the picture, then November is also one of the most bullish months in Bitcoin's entire price history. But if you're looking at the top 3 bullish bullish months throughout Bitcoin's history, which is of course February, October, and November, the month that has the lowest pullbacks in the Bitcoin price, at least as far as 2013 goes, is October. As you can see here, back in February, we had one month during 2014 where we actually had a 31% retracement to the downside. And looking in November, we had a 36% retracement to the downside during the year of 2018. But out of all of the price action since 2013, the most bearish month that we've seen during October is only a minus 13% to the downside approximately. So to completely summarize this part of the video, basically we're going from one of the most bearish months in Bitcoin's entire price history, which is September, into one of the most bullish months. In fact, two of the most bullish months in Bitcoin's entire price history, October and November. Now, obviously, past performance doesn't necessarily indicate what the future is going to hold. So keep that in mind as well. Nothing is guaranteed in the markets, but heading into September, we already knew that it's slightly more likely that we're going to have a bearish month. And of course, that held true. And we're already starting October off with bullish price action. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what's going to happen over the rest of the next couple months here. And quickly looking at the Bitcoin funding rates across all of these exchanges right here, right now, there's still a lot of funding rates sitting in negative territory, which is very interesting because when the funding rates are sitting in negative territory, that means there's actually more short positions running active on these exchanges compared to long positions, because anytime there's an overload of short positions, those short positions eventually have to start paying a fee, usually every 8 hours, to the long positions in order to keep those short positions open. And so these negative funding rates actually help balance out the Bitcoin market during times of extreme bearishness, when everyone is wanting to pile into short positions and all of that. But of course, right now, we've clearly not experienced extreme bearishness over the past 1 to 2 days. And with the fact that over $300 million worth of positions got liquidated over the past 4 hours just here, and the majority of those positions being short positions, you would think that the majority of people out there would just close their short position and start looking more bullish on the Bitcoin price. But no, right now, there's still a lot of bears out there, still a lot of people in these short positions. So if the Bitcoin price especially starts getting above that golden pocket area, above around $50,000 is where I would really love to see before the next major move to the upside, possibly towards this high at around 53,000 is kind of the next few targets that I would be looking at for Bitcoin. Then we could see more of a short squeeze to the upside, which is of course bullish for the Bitcoin price. And even in a bit more of a bearish scenario here, let's just say we get some sort of rejection from this golden pocket area around 48,000 up towards around 50,000, where all of this major resistance is coming in at, then that can also set us up for a potential inverse head and shoulders pattern, which is a bullish pattern. And just for fun, looking at the potential price target for this inverse head and shoulders pattern. Now, it's important to mention before I actually talk about the price target, this is just a bit of speculation because right now the pattern has clearly not completed. We have not seen any right shoulder yet, and we still obviously would need to break above the neckline here, which is coming in at around $48,500. So as I just mentioned, I would actually like to see really a break above $50,000. But if we do end up seeing that right shoulder form and a breakout to the upside here, then that actually sets up the Bitcoin price for a technical price target towards around $57,000, which would be pretty much another 20% gain to the upside from the point of the breakout. But once again, take that with a grain of salt because right now we have definitely not confirmed that pattern just there. So to completely summarize everything I have to say, right now in the shorter term, I am leaning more bullish than bearish. And also historically speaking, looking towards October and November, it just simply makes logical sense to be more bullish than bearish heading into these months. And just recapping my longer term Bitcoin strategy, I accumulated a lot of Bitcoin down at these exact lows when we were sitting in extreme fear, and we were actually down there for over a week. And of course, pretty much every single day here on the channel, I was letting you guys know that I was accumulating a lot of Bitcoin down at those lows. And so for any of you that did end up joining me in even just dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, of course, right now you're sitting in some nice profits. But anyway, that's really enough to say for this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope you got something valuable out of this video. And if you did, be sure to leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this one. I honestly do appreciate all of your support on the channel at the moment. I can't thank you guys enough. But anyway, that's really everything I have to say for this video. Once again, I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.